Hello, welcome back to another episode of Revolutionize Your Life with Jenkins, where we dive into the tools, strategies, and mindset shifts you need to unlock your potential and create a life of fulfillment and success. I'm your host, Lee Jenkins, and today we're going to explore something incredibly powerful, the mental tools you have at your disposal that can help you achieve any result you desire. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt stuck in life? Even though you know you have the potential to do something much more? Maybe you set goals, but for some reason things just aren't clicking. You're perhaps doing everything you know how to do, but the results, well, they're just not showing up. Well, if that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're certainly not alone. The good news is the answer isn't outside of you. The answer lies in mastering the 6 mental faculties we all possess, but often underuse. These mental tools are the bridge between where you are right this second and the results you want to achieve. So in today's episode, we're going to explore each of these 6 faculties, which is perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition, and how you can use them to create extraordinary results in your life. And by the end of this episode, you'll have a clear understanding of how to tap into the power of your mind to shape your reality. So as we go through this conversation today, I want you to think about your current situation. Whether it's in your career, your relationships, your health, or your personal goals, ask yourself, am I really using my mind to its full potential? Most people aren't, and that's why they're stuck in the same patterns, getting the same results year after year. But that can change. See, you have the ability to shift your thinking and activate these powerful mental tools to create the life you want. So, if you're ready to break through your limitations and start using the full capacity of your mind, then let's get started. Okay, now that we've introduced the idea of these powerful mental tools, let's dive into what each of them is and how they can help you create a better result in your life. You see, these faculties, perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition, are the keys to unlocking your full potential. When you learn how to harness them effectively, you'll notice your results start to change, almost like magic. So let's break each one down. Your first one being perception. Now, perception is how you see the world. It's the lens through which you interpret everything that happens to you. What's interesting about perception is that you can shift it at any single time. You can choose to see challenges as obstacles, or you can see them as opportunities for growth. It's all about how you decide to look at things. Now, I'll share a quick story here. A few years ago, I was working with someone who was struggling with a business challenge. Their sales were, they kind of plateaued, and they were convinced it was because of external factors. The market was too competitive, or their products just weren't standing out. But after deep conversation, we realized that their real challenge was how they were perceiving the situation. Once they shifted their perspective, focusing on how to better serve their clients and using the competition as inspiration, things began to change. Sales started to climb, not because of the market, but because they had changed how they viewed their situation. This is the power of perception. When you shift your perspective, you open yourself up to new opportunities and solutions that couldn't be seen before. Next, we have the will, or willpower. See, willpower is your ability to focus on a single goal and see it through without getting distracted. It's what allows you to stay committed, even when things get tough. One of the best ways to develop your willpower is by practicing concentration. I often suggest a simple concentration exercise. Light a candle and stare at the flame for a few minutes without allowing your mind to wander. At first, this might seem kind of difficult, but over time, it trains your mind to focus on one thing for an extended period. Your will is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And when you learn how to use it, you'll find that, you can stay on course with your goals even when distractions or challenges arise. Now, let's talk about your imagination. Everything that exists in the world today was first created in someone's mind. Every invention, every business idea, every success, it all started with someone's imagination. Your imagination is incredibly powerful because it allows you to create the future before it even happens. If you can see it in your mind, you can create it into your reality. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool for achieving your goal. When you take time to imagine yourself achieving success, seeing it, feeling it, experiencing it in your mind, you're training your brain to bring that vision into reality. So I encourage you to take a few minutes each day to visualize the results you want in your life. See yourself living the life you desire, achieving your goals, and feeling the emotions that come with that success. The more vividly you can imagine it, the more likely it is that it will become a reality. Now, memory is another mental tool that can significantly impact your results. And here's the thing. Your memory can be trained and strengthened just like any other skill. A strong memory allows you to retain and recall information that can help you make better decisions and act more efficiently. There are simple techniques for this, like association and repetition, that can improve your memory. By strengthening your memory, you'll be able to recall the knowledge and strategies you've learned and apply them when they're needed the most. Next, we have reason. See, reason is our ability to think logically, to weigh different options and ideas, and to come to a well thought out conclusion. It's the tool to use to evaluate information and decide, whether or not it makes sense. The ability to reason helps you filter through all the information that you've been exposed to, and choose the best course of action. In a world filled with endless opinions and advice, your reasoning skill will help you focus on the idea that truly aligns with your goals. Finally, there's intuition. That gut feeling you get when something just, it feels right or it feels wrong. Intuition is often described as our inner guidance system, and it's a powerful tool for decision making. Your intuition is always there, quietly guiding you. The more you learn to trust and listen to it, the more you'll find yourself making decisions that align with your deepest desires and values. In fact, some of the biggest breakthroughs in my life and business, have come from, following my intuition, even when it didn't seem like to make the most logical sense at that particular time. Okay, now that we've explored the 6 powerful mental tools, perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition, let's talk about how you can start using them today to create real change in your life. See, these tools are already within you, but like any skill, they need to be developed and practiced to become effective. So here are 4 actionable steps you can take right now to start mastering your mental faculties and get better results. The first step is to reflect on which mental tools you use the most and which ones, need more attention. So take a moment today to think about the following. How do you usually perceive challenges? Is your perception helping or hurting you? Next would be, how strong is your willpower? Do you get easily distracted or find it hard to focus on one goal? Do you actively use your imagination to visualize your goals, or is it something you haven't tapped into yet? Is your memory sharp, or do you struggle to retain important information? And finally here is, how often do you rely on reason to make decisions? And are you using your intuition to guide you? Now, once you've identified the mental tools you're strongest in, and the ones that could use more development, you'll know where to focus your efforts. Now that you've identified your strengths and areas for improvement, it's time to focus on strengthening your weakest mental tool. Here's how you can work on each one. So for perception, practice seeing challenges from multiple perspectives. Ask yourself, how else can I view this situation? Now, to develop willpower, try concentration exercises like focusing on a single task for 10 to 15 minutes without distraction. Start small and gradually increase the time. Now, if you need strengthening your imagination, set aside time each day for visualization. Imagine yourself achieving your goals and feel the emotions associated with the success. Now, to improve your memory, you do that by practicing memory exercises like associating names with images or using repetition to remember important information. For reason, challenge yourself to think critically about decisions. Consider multiple perspectives and analyze your opinions or options before making any choices. Now finally, if you want to develop your intuition, practice tuning into your gut feelings. Start paying attention to the small signals your body and mind give you when you're making decisions, and trust those instincts. Okay, now as I've mentioned in other episodes, repetition is key when it comes to mastering your mental tools. Just like building a muscle, the more you practice, the stronger these faculties will become. I encourage you to set aside time every single day, whether it's in the morning, during lunch, or before bed, to work on one of your mental tools. For example, you could practice visualizing your goals for 5 to 10 minutes every morning. You could spend time improving your focus through willpower exercises, or journal about your perceptions and reasoning through challenges that you're facing. Now, by making these practices a part of your daily routine, you'll start to see a shift in how you think, act, and ultimately the results you achieve. So, the final step is to apply these mental tools to a specific area of your life. Maybe you've been struggling to make progress in your career, or you're feeling stuck in your personal life. Whatever it is, choose one area to focus on and start using your mental tools to shift the outcome. For example, you can use your perception to see opportunities where, well, maybe you once saw obstacles. Or you could rely on your willpower to stay focused on your goal even when distractions arise. And of course, you could tap into your imagination to visualize your success and map out a path to get you there. See, the key is to take action. Don't just think about these tools, use them. The more you apply them to your life, the more you'll start to see real, tangible results. Now, these steps will help you begin developing and using your mental faculties in a deliberate, focused way. The more you practice, the more powerful these tools will become, and the more extraordinary your results will be. So now that we've explored each of the 6 mental tools and how to start using them, here's the most important message I want you to take away from today's episode. Your mind is your most powerful asset, and by mastering these mental tools, you can create any result you desire. See, these faculties, perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition, are the keys to shaping your reality. Every result you achieve, every goal you accomplish, starts with how well you use your mind. The truth is, most people go through life without fully understanding or using these tools. They're stuck in old patterns, letting external circumstances dictate their results. But you don't have to live that way. By developing and mastering these mental faculties, you take control of your mind. And when you control your mind, you control your life. So, remember this. Your potential is limitless. And the only thing standing between you and the results you want is how well you use your mind. Practice these tools daily. Strengthen them and apply them to every area of your life. The more you master your mental faculties, the more extraordinary your results will become. Alright, now that we've explored the 6 mental tools and how to start mastering them, it's time for you to take action. Knowledge without action won't bring results. So here's what I want you to do today. Take a moment today to reflect on the 6 mental tools: perception, will, imagination, memory, reason, and intuition, and identify which ones you're strongest in and which ones need the most attention. Once you've done that, choose one tool to focus on developing over the next week. Number 2 here would be commit to daily practice. I want you to pick one of the exercises we've talked about today and commit to practicing it daily. Whether it's working on your imagination through visualization, sharpening your willpower with focus exercises, or tuning into your intuition. Make this part of your daily routine. Next up, choose a specific goal or challenge that you're working on and apply these mental tools to it. Use your perception to see the situation in a new light. Tap into your willpower to stay focused, or trust your intuition to guide you to the next step. Watch how your results start to shift. Watch how they start to shift as you actively use these tools. Okay, so if today's episode resonated with you, here are a few more things I'd love for you to do. First off is subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode of Revolutionize Your Life. Every week we dive into mindset strategies and practical tools to help you take control of your life and unlock your potential. Next, I'd love it if you shared this episode. So if you found value in today's episode, share it with a friend, family member, or colleague. Mastering mental tools is something everyone can benefit from, and you never know who might need this message today. Now next, I'd love to hear about your progress. So reach out to me on Facebook or LinkedIn, or you can visit my website at leemjenkins.com to share how you're working on mastering your mental tools. Let's keep the conversation going, and together we'll achieve extraordinary results. Now remember, the power to create the life you want is already within you. By mastering your mental faculties, you can achieve any result you desire. It all starts with using your mind to its fullest potential. Thank you for joining me on today's episode of Revolutionize Your Life with Jenkins. And until next time, keep working on developing those mental tools and watch how your life begins to transform. I'm Lee Jenkins.